The boys are back in town, and here we go with another Barfly Tailgate show. You already know it's done by Barflies, for Barflies, and all the other Bear fans out there. We're almost there, Bears fans. I think we're 4 months away today from opening day. Rookie minicamp is here. It's going on right now, and the Barfly Tailgate show is back. We're going to roll into this thing today, break down some of these draft picks, undrafted free agent signings, hit up some of the schedule stuff maybe, I don't know if that shit even comes up, and kick some minicamp chatter. Boys, I took a little Dramamine this morning. I got all that drama out of my life. The drama's not mine no more. My name is Bobby Phelan. Bobby Bombs, I'm your host.
Well, I'm a mushroom cloud laying motherfucker.
And I'm joined by the Barfly crew. You'll hear these guys throughout the season on all the Barfly shows, all the barroom shows, but they'll be right back here every Sunday morning for this tailgate show. Let me go ahead and introduce these guys. First, we got big timer, big baller, Ryan Kirkland Billings in the house. Ryan KB, RMX 34. You heard him on Draft on Tap. KB, glad to have you on, brother. How's things going, man?
Man, things are going great, man. We had an amazing weekend, but this minicamp thing got me excited, man. Been ready to talk some football with you boys.
Yeah, man, we've all been waiting. I mean, minicamp is that little tease, you know what I mean? Like you can have a little of this, but that's a little taste test. It gets everybody pumped up, and then we don't get shit for 3 fucking months. But either way, then we got the bearded Bears fan, Aaron Curran, AC in the place to be, the Kentucky kid, bringing his passion and knowledge to the barroom with the in-depth review of our draft picks. Aaron, what's up, brother? How's things going this morning?
Oh, it's going great, man. I had a little birthday party this morning, and ready to talk some football with you guys. I love our picks, and I'm excited to get the season started this year. I'm ready for football tomorrow, bro.
Yeah, me too, man. And for future notice, any birthday party any of you ever go to, you have to give a kid a bear something, even if he's not a fan. Like, that kid will come around one day, and we need to change him over. Next, we got the Gaines Report. Tyler Ellis, a big Gaines, singing that Sunday sermon. He's in the choir, ready to kick it for us. What's going on, Big Gaines?
You already know, baby. You already know what time it is. Do you believe in monsters? Yes or no? And if you do, Barfly is you in the right place. Oh, baby, these draft picks are signed up. Camp is started. Let's go.
Gaines just shakes the house every time, man. Then last but certainly not least, we have Badge, Ryan Badgley, Badge of Honor. He's doing his thing on all the shows, on the Barroom Network, killing it day after day. Badge, man, what's up, brother?
Yo, what up, boys? Ready to chop it up. Draft is behind us. Rookie minicamp closed up today. We've got some OTAs coming up here where everybody will be at Hallis Hall, man, and then shit, boys, before we know it, we'll be banging heads every Sunday, man. Can't wait.
For sure, man. We got to bang this thing out on a Thursday to begin with, though, but that's okay. They know
it's all right.
You got to put the best ones up front.
Hell yeah.
The best ones come out swinging, and then it's, the opposite of UFC. Let's put the main card on Thursday and let everybody watch the fucking undercard on Sunday.
Hell yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's get this thing started, boys. We got, we'll start off with the original, or not original, but I guess the regular draft picks, original, regular, whatever the hell. For everybody listening, we kind of broke this thing up. I gave Badge and KB, asked them to focus on the offense, and then Gaines and AC, to focus kind of on the defensive side. They can obviously chime in wherever they want, whenever they want, but just trying to keep it a little focused. So, with our first pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the Bears selected David Montgomery. It was the 73rd pick, whatever. We acquired it in a trade. I think it was 14 spots that we traded up with the Patriots. We gave up our third, 87th, our fifth, 162 of this year's draft, and then a fourth in 2020 to move up to spot 73. And we also got the 205th pick in the 6th round from New England. Before we get into the player, though, I want to go around the room and hear what you guys think. Think of this trade up and getting your guy. Let's start this thing off with KB. KB, we've seen both sides of this, man, to where, people are like, you never trade up for a running back, and then other people are like, yeah, Pace got his man. What's your take on trading up and then picking a running back?
I just want to start this whole thing off by prefacing this. I've had people come up to me and say, you know what, Ryan, you're happy about the Montgomery pick, but we never heard you talk about it. Okay, Now, I just want to start off by saying this. I don't talk about players I didn't believe that we had a realistic shot at. Montgomery was the player I didn't believe we ever had a shot at because I always seen him come off the boards at 2. I've seen people go back and forth between is he the best running back or is it Josh Jacobs? It's always that 1 or 2. It was never between anybody else. It was always between him.
Yeah.
Now, with that also being said, you go up, you can trade up to get somebody that you really want. We started to see a run on running back start to go. Sanders goes to the Eagles, which was shocking and blew my head off. I feel sorry for Jordan Howard.
Yeah.
You go up and you get your player, and then you have to realize. I think the Buffalo Bills might have wanted Montgomery because it's been rumored that the Bears were were trying to trade up with the Bills, and the Bills didn't want to have any of it. And then the Bears hopped them one pick to get him, and then you see they take Singletary with the next pick. So, with that being said, you trade up to get your guys. I don't want to hear, oh, the Bears gave up this pick, that pick, and that pick. We gave up a 5th round pick in a 4th round next year. We got a 6th round pick back in this draft. It's not like we weren't
Yeah.
hurt. 4th round pick next year doesn't kill us. So I'm all for the move. The kid is ultra productive. He's motivated, hard worker. He's working out on Saturday nights. He's going in to watch film. That's character. That's somebody who wants
Yeah.
to be great. Now, I would love to have a player who wants to be great, that's self-motivated to be better than what he is. So,
Yeah, definitely, man. I think the kid thinks he's got something to prove, and being grabbed up in the 3rd. I don't know. I mean, for running backs, it could be they see themselves going a lot higher, and then you know how the NFL works, and you normally see 1 or 2 go, and then nobody for a while. I did hear that same thing with the Buffalo thing. I want to say Lambert posted it, and it was actually Buffalo's War Room, and they were talking about how where they were at and whatever, and that the Bears were trying to trade with them, and they said no, and then whatever, we ran up and got our guy. What about you, Badge? Is there something to be said about there's people saying wasting picks on a running back when supposedly they come a dime a dozen?
Dude, I don't think so at all. I mean, the one of the things you always hear Ryan Pace say is, first off, best player available, number one. Now, they didn't wait until 87 because they felt he was the best player available on their board and somebody they felt like they should target. And to move up 14 spots and really basically give up a 4th rounder next year, I have no problem with that. I mean, this guy, you look at some of his highlight tape. I mean, the dude breaks tackles. The dude can catch the ball out of the backfield. Like, Montgomery could be the piece to this offense that we've kind of been expected to see last year, to a degree, between Howard and Cohen. Obviously now Howard is gone, but I like what Ryan Pace did. I thought for them to get, 2nd round quality talent with their first 2 picks in the 3rd and 4th round was phenomenal. And that just shows you how good not only Ryan Pace is, but their scout team. Just a phenomenal job recognizing quality players and, knowing when to move up or stay where they're at to get what they want. And to me, slam dunk for Ryan Pace and the scouting staff and Coach Nagy. I mean, excellent job moving up to get their guy. No problems with it at all.
Yeah, I feel the same way, man. I mean, I was glad. I know on Draft on Tap with Danny and Shane that night when we were doing our little mock draft, and our GM was having his his war room was shutting down and opening back up again. I thought for sure they were taking a running back. I know a lot of people didn't. I thought for sure they were going after a running back with that 3rd round pick. I thought we'd be able to nab one up at 87, but they started to move, and Pace pulled the trigger. And I'm all for it. I don't mind either way. What about you, Aaron? AC, what do you think about this whole trade and moving up? Is there anything that you think that maybe it crippled us in the future, or anything that you have negative on it?
No, I love it, man. If you've got conviction of your guy, go get your guy. Any Bears fan that sat there and watched the draft and seen Aaron Donald go right before our pick
Yep.
should have no problem with us going to get our guy. And this guy's on the field comparison is Kareem Hunt. You remember what Nagy did with Kareem Hunt in Kansas City? The guy led the league in rushing. So why not go get your guy that fits your system and holds your offense together? I'm all for it.
Agreed, man. Me too. And I think that running back room's pretty deep now, and we'll get into some of these other guys later. But that running back room is pretty deep now, and it's not like there's this kid's going to a team where he has to be the bell cow, where he has to be relied upon, and hopefully, like we said, like I said before, that Bears fans don't look at this kid as a first round pick, and knowing that he's a third rounder, they expect a first round talent out of him and start shitting on this kid for maybe not doing, things that they think a first round running back should do. Let's wrap this little thought process up with you, Gaines. What are you thinking, man? How do you feel about the trade up and Pace doing his thing? And what do you expect from Montgomery?
And Pace I trust, Bobby. I mean, Pace coming from the Saints. He was brought up by winning. That's how he became one of the youngest GMs. He knows how to win by helping the Saints become who they are, the part that he played in that. And so, especially when Shane reminded me of the fact that we got 2 second-round picks next year, I'm not going to doubt an offensive genius like Nagy. And with Pace, I'm trusting they're going to get us the right people. And so what we will not do, Bears fans, is let other people's fears dictate how we are going to run. Because if we use the fears of other people, we wouldn't have Mitch. Because we were supposed to get Solomon Thomas, but everybody wanted to talk and run their mouth sideways when we traded for our guy. So no, champions lead from the front. We will set our own standard, and everything that it tells that we won't do, we're going to do. And now we got a young man that's coming in, like Ryan was talking about, great character. And guess what? I feel like that the stink, respectfully, of the number 32 is going to get washed, and we're going to get a guy in here that's going to do some great things for us.
Yeah, for sure, man. That number 32, I know a couple of us talked about it, but we need him to come out rocking that 32 and just get all that old crap out of there. KB, what do you got? Or not? Yeah. KB, what do you got, man? You got something you want to
Yeah,
add?
I just wanted to just piggyback off what Gaines is saying and everything. Now, another big thing people saying is we traded too much and all this other stuff, and that this kid is Jordan Howard but slower. If you watch this kid's film and you see him hit an edge and take off, he has the burst, the short area burst that you want, that quickness. Like I said, you can see this man makes damn near every time the first person miss. That's almost a guarantee with this kid. He's going to make the first person miss. He might not break a 70-yarder, but we don't need that. All we need is a kid to come in and take up 5-6 yards every time he gets the ball. And another thing, when people say, "Oh, it's a wasted pick," if he's such a wasted pick, why is everybody Vegas has him as one of the favorites for the offensive rookie of the year? Why are we looking at that? Why does Vegas think this? Now
And
that's
he's
go
also
ahead, Zach.
he's also rated the number 2 rookie fantasy running back in fantasy football, and that's a lot to be
Thank you.
said about a rookie as
That's
well,
not, and
Ryan.
that's not on purpose. That's not on purpose. That's all because you can watch this kid's film. You can see the work ethic. This kid is a different type of back. He's a perfect all around, all purpose back. Now, and I just think that us as Bears fans and Bears fans in general need to understand that this wasn't a wasted pick. We didn't give up a lot to get him. I believe we gave up the perfect compensation to go up and get a running back who could eventually be a star down the line.
Yeah, for sure, man. And Gaines, good job on that fantasy football goon plug right there. Badge, what do you got, man?
So you think back, and I know we're not, Montgomery here, probably, I don't want to say he can't break the long run, because honestly I think he can, but you go back to that Philly game, man, and on that 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, Howard had a chance to step over an arm tackle, could have broke it outside for most likely a long touchdown run, but he couldn't get away from the arm tackle. I don't see that happening with Montgomery, man. This guy makes people miss right immediately. If he's making that first guy miss, he'll step over those arm tackles. They won't trip him up. And, adding him to what we already had in Cohen and Mike Davis, and, I don't know how much of a factor now Ryan Nall is. To me, we don't have a fullback on the roster. I could see him possibly maybe taking on that role at some point, possibly here in this offseason. But Montgomery, I think, while we think he might not be an every down back, I kind of think Nagy might have done this to make him lean that way, just for not alone his running ability, but the pass catching ability. You know he can catch the football out of the backfield, and that could be a huge, huge aspect to this game plan this year.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. I mean, anybody saying that this kid that gets a wasted pick, I think is just not looking at it the right way. I mean, if I asked you if you wanted more weapons to go into a fight, or a weapon that somebody had to, key on in order to defeat you, it'd be yes 100% of the time. So I mean, I'm good with the pick. I think we all are. Maybe it's just the homer in us. Maybe
And,
whatever.
and Bobby, what's a wasted pick? I'm pretty sure Ryan Pace has more resources than what Google John Man 55 has to say about like what is a wasted pick. We're talking about a team who returning champions who's trying to get us over the edge. Like we need to sit back and relax and just observe the process. I mean, we can't have instant gratification all the time. Our GM is preparing us for the future as well as right now. And so we got to step back and have a little faith. And so whatever it takes to have for Mitch to have an easy Sunday is what we need to be on board with.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I mean, every year Pace gets shit on for his draft, and then every year at the end of it, we're all talking shit to everybody who shit on him. All right, let's move on to that fourth round pick. With our fourth round pick, Pace added another bulldog to the fucking dog pound. Went ahead and drafted Riley Ridley out of Georgia. This kid's been named the best route runner in the draft, by a lot of the so-called experts, however you want to call them. How do you guys feel about these back-to-back offensive picks? And let's start this one with Badge. Badge, what was your reaction to the pick, and was there anybody else there that you thought we were going to go after before the pick was announced?
Dude, I'll be honest, man. I completely missed Ridley still there. The funny part was, as I was sitting here watching the draft, man, me and Gaines had talked a little bit earlier on in the day. And, I was like, man, I need to take a nap. It's been a long week, all this stuff, dude. And as soon as like the draft, we were getting ready to pick, started downpouring, man, and like my dish went out, so I had to turn on the Apple TV to put on NFL Network and everything, scrambling around. So I was thinking they were either going to go tight end or corner, and I didn't even see Ridley still on the board. So when we got to that point and they drafted him,
yeah.
I was ecstatic, man. This kid, second round talent, not only his route running ability that has been praised by everybody under the sun, but his the way he speaks, the way he carries himself, the way he knows that he's got a chance here. And I really think this kid, man, could come in and contribute right away. It's going to be hard for him. There's a lot of talent in that wide receiver room now, and you can legitimately say I can't remember the last time we've said that here in Chicago, I mean, you've always had one or two really good, that would be a lie too. We haven't always had one or two really good receivers, but there's been times where we've had our one and two receiver that were really good. Now you look at this receiver room, and there's guys on this list that haven't even seen the field yet that can make an impact. And Ridley, I think, is one of those guys who, there may be a veteran in this receiver roster that the team's looking at and going, yeah, you know what, this kid does a little more, so we might be able to part with him. And he's a bigger body. I know he's going to be a help for this offense, not only as a receiver. I'm sure he'll get thrown into some special teams action as well. And I love the fact that he's rocking the double eights, man. That's a number that in Chicago hasn't really almost held up to its bargain from time to time. So I'd love to see this kid really rock it out, man, and bring some swag, a little more swag to that wide receiver room.
Yeah, I don't know about the swag going in there. I mean, that's a swaggy ass room.
Absolutely, man.
But man, you're absolutely right. I mean, with all the guys that we already have at the position, Chicago is not a place where an alpha wide receiver, will be accepted. I don't think. I mean, granted, an alpha wide receiver would be accepted, but not one that that portrays and talks like the like the 90s and early 2000 typical alpha wide receivers, get me the damn ball, that
Yep.
whole deal.
He's just got that character trait that, when he was posed the question of, about jump balls, he's like, I win them all. That's
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
mentality.
that was awesome.
Like, hell yeah, man. That's the type of guy that, I feel like he'll fit right in with these other guys.
Yeah, I think so too. Aaron, man, like we were saying, with the guys that we already have at the wide receiver position, we got A-Rob, we got Miller, Gabriel, and then, although maybe not really utilized a lot last year, Javon Wims is in there. Were you surprised with this pick with Ridley, or did you think that they'd be trying to add some more depth over there?
I was pretty surprised. I was looking at edge rusher or corner or maybe a safety at that point, but this shows you Ryan Pace is going to get the best player available, regardless of what the depth chart says or what anybody has to say about who we got in our locker room. Sorry, my dogs are going crazy. Uh, Riley Ridley was the best
Just
player
barking for the
available.
bulldog.
Yeah, I guess so. I read a thing right before we got on that was saying that he learned, as everyone talks about his route running. His brother, Calvin Ridley, first round pick for the Falcons last year, he said he takes a lot of tips and tricks. He tells them, hey, cut like this or do this and that, and this will help you get open against bigger, stronger, faster corners. And so not only does he have the pedigree of being a Georgia Bulldog, he's got the pedigree of being his brother plays in the NFL too.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, I know last year his numbers, a lot of people were surprised he was there, and then a lot of people were saying, well, look at his numbers. You should have expected him to be there. Last year he had 44 catches for 570 yards, but he put up 9 touchdowns. It's obviously a confidence piece when you hit a guy for touchdowns. The regular route tree and throwing over the middle, when you're on your own 30 or whatever is different than when you're throwing for the end zone and that quarterback has a confidence in a specific player. So I think that tells a lot about it right there too. Let's move into the 6th round. 6th round, we saw Pace address the cornerback position, which a lot of us thought might be addressed a little earlier with Prince. I wouldn't say on the decline, but he's older, and then we're going to put a lot of money into Fuller next year. And there's an out after next year with Fuller, where his contract just keeps on climbing. So the cornerback position was addressed with pick 205, and we ended up taking Duke Shelley out of Kansas State. This is a guy who, he wasn't even invited to a combine. He had a toe injury, wasn't invited to the combine. He, from all accounts, he had an awesome pro day. And he may be another one of those Pace late round steals. The big gains, were you, I guess, do you think that this is Prince's replacement? Were you shocked with this pick, or did you think that it was finally, the 6th round was a little late to grab a DB? What's your take on this kid?
Future star, a future star, fam. It's really, really exciting. I mean, you got to think about where we came from, Bobby. Sorry to go into story mode, but our wide receivers will no longer have 5 yards, 10 yards open to catch the damn ball. I am so jacked and happy and appreciative that we have DBs that aren't afraid of contact. Shelley is amazing, bro. This is a perfect pick for us. He's always at the point of attack. I trust Pace, man. He's at the point of attack. He's not scared of contact. His awareness as a rookie, I can't wait for the Madden to come out because his awareness has to be like above 85. When tip drill, how many loose balls respectfully have we seen in the past 2 years? Last year, the year before when we had like the franchise low in turnovers, so many tip balls that weren't taken advantage of. Whether he's either making a tackle or he's picking a ball off, and he runs the route as if he's the receiver. That's what we need. People that aren't scared to attack the ball. As a football player, you know that you watching hips, you watching a person. But at some point, when you're playing defense, you're looking for the damn ball. Don't worry about the damn guy. Where's the ball going? He's on the deep routes where Aaron Rodgers like to spin in circles and throw the ball deep. This is the type of guy that's gonna get those loose balls, fam. That's so critical for us. For Ryan Pace to find a gem like this so late in the draft. He always has hands on the ball, especially when the quarterbacks try to go opposite shoulder. Look at the type
Yeah.
of quarterbacks that we have in our division. They always go opposite shoulder to the sideline, that's what you're supposed to do. This young man, even at his small stature, has a lot of bite with his bark, Bobby. He plays physical. He's attached to the hip, even on drag routes and even on hitches. And I'm gonna talk about that with our other DB, but I want to hear what my other brothers got to say.
I was muted for a second there. um, Hey KB, I know we got Shelly in here. I think at that point maybe he was just BPA, or maybe it was somebody from our board who was BPA, or it could have been Pace's MO of getting his 6th round sleeper in there, and grabbing somebody he doesn't think a lot of people are tracking on. What's your take on this pick and Duke Shelley overall?
I'm gonna be real. Didn't know who the kid was. I'm not gonna lie. Hadn't done enough on him to know who he was, know his score, or anything like that. But you look at his game, and I remember I was banging the tables for Jimmy Moreland, especially at this point. I'm like, Jimmy Moreland's still on the board. Oh my God, we're gonna
Yeah,
get him. That's the guy. And then we get Duke Shelley, and I start to do a little research on him, and you start to see this kid. This kid is Jimmy Moreland. He just played at Kansas State. He loves to tackle. He has the mindset that he was the outside corner, which bodes well for us because if anybody can remember, Bryce Callahan was also an outside corner while he played at Rice.
yeah,
This kid was basically they looked at him as one of the best players on the defense, and that's with LJ Collier on it and Ben Bannock, or how you pronounce my man's name. That went way before him. The scouts, they came out and said if he did not have the injury, he would have been upwards of a 3rd or 4th round pick. And we got this kid in the 6th round. You have to love his aggressiveness. You gotta love his attitude. He wants it's another character that has high upside. Another kid that has high upside, a lot of character. He wants to come in to be great. He's already talking to the Peanut Tillmans of the world and asking what he did to be great. And Tillman's breaking him down, telling him how his rookie year he's lined up against Randy Moss.
Talk
Had no
about it,
fear.
Ryan. Talk about it. Tell him.
Had no fear.
Tell him. Tell him
Tell
tell him who he's running from, man. Tell him who he's running from, Ryan. Tell him.
He's running
Yo,
from the best.
Gaines pre-workout just kicked in. You guys better fucking turn the mics down a little bit.
But yeah, my man is getting the language from the best to ever do it in Bears uniforms, and he's taking that and he's gonna run with it. So you have to be excited about that. This is a kid that wants to be on this roster, and I believe he's gonna be on the roster. And by next year, we might be looking at him as our starting nickel corner.
And he's wearing number
Okay.
33. He's wearing number 33, and this dude is a dog.
This isn't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this isn't the homer in me either. You watch this kid's tape, you see he has all the attributes, all the ability that if he puts in the work like he's saying he's gonna do, oh yeah, that's a starter.
And he's not scared. He's not scared of the nickel spot, fellas. They think that the reporters asked him about playing like the slot because it's more open space to go sideline to sideline. He's comfortable with it. His skill set, his recovery. I mean, when we got dogs on our team, we just need to get physical. This is how we're gonna keep a stranglehold, keep this division in a damn headlock. When you got DBs that aren't scared, just like Ryan was talking about, when you seek out Hall of Famers like Tillman and you're not scared to have a conversation like a man. Hey Ryan, did you hear what Duke had to say when he said, "Man, these guys put on they feet on one time just like I do, one at a time." And he's not scared of these tall guys. That's what we need, man.
Oh yeah. That's what you need, period, throughout the whole roster to get that in the kid already. That's a rookie just coming in, and he has the mindset that he knows that this roster spot isn't guaranteed. Now, I would understand that any rookie that comes in would sit there and say that, but when you hear him say, you look at his eyes. My man say, "I'll lace up my cleats like they lace up their cleats. I put on my pants like they put on their pants." That's all I want to hear.
Talk to him.
Because I'm tired. The thing that kills me when the Golden Tate thing in the playoffs. Golden Tate, when he got traded, every Bears fan applauded. We were sick of Golden Tate in our division.
Yeah.
Sick of this man because he routes up damn near everybody that goes against him. It's not, and it's not a shot at anybody that's on the team, and it's not something that's just to be said. It's a fact. Every time we played against this kid, for some reason he finds a way to get open and makes big plays.
And that motherfucker left the division and he still ended our shit.
Still, exactly. Now, you get somebody, I'm not going to say, I don't know what Sherrack McManus's temperament is or how he plays, but I can see Duke Shelley being in that spot. Duke Shelley jamming my man off the line and not letting him get out into a route. And knowing that, okay, he's going to try to fake me inside and then go out.
Yeah.
Because film study says that's what Golden Tate likes to do.
Yeah, one thing that I really liked about Shelley was his tackling ability, man. And then you put him in Pagano's defense, and you know that if he comes with the pressure that he has of years past, Shelley's going to be counted on to provide that pressure and some blitzes from that nickel spot, man. And I think he's it's a good dude to have there. It's a good guy, quick, get in there, and get that tackle and. I mean, maybe I wasn't as as pre-workout excited about it as Gaines and KB are, but I'm just saying, I still like dude on the team. All right, so the next one we got was our seventh rounder. The seventh round brought us 2 picks. But first we went up and we grabbed another white. Garrett White, running back out of Florida. I mean, I don't know if he's really going to give the running back room a run for their money. I know he's quick. But I mean, like we said before, the amount of running backs we have on here, but he's definitely going to give Cohen and Turbo a run for their money in that 40 because this dude put up some impressive numbers. Let's go back over to KB on White. KB, you think that this kid gets a roster spot with Cohen, Montgomery, Davis, possibly Null? Does Mazzell stick around? You think White gets a roster spot, or is this kid just going to find himself on the practice squad and be utilized maybe if an injury comes or maybe later in the year?
I'm glad you said something about Mazzell because we have to remember this man took playoff snaps. So
I know.
I believe this. I believe that he was taken for a reason. I believe Pace actually sees something in this kid that he might say, you know what, he could possibly make the roster. Now, one of my bold predictions that I was going to say something about later on in the show. I believe we might end up carrying 4 running backs, and I think this kid could push for the 4th spot.
Okay.
Now, you look at how the kid's used. Imagine putting him and Tariq Cohen on the field together, and then you get one of them. You get, let's say, White. He breaks a 16-yard run, and then they hurry up to the line, and then all of a sudden you're looking at 5 wides. It's so much interchangeability in this offense now. This kid is great out the backfield with hands. You've seen his film. He can catch. Now, when he catches it, he has the 3rd gear, the 4th gear, the Maserati Bugatti gear that he takes off. He's gone. Nobody's catching the kid. Now, like I said, I believe he was drafted for a reason. I think that Pace looked at it and said, you know what? I picked Mazzell up just to pick him up, to see what he can do. He got significant playing time last year. Now we're bringing this kid, Garrett White, in, who to me is an upgrade over Mazzell. And that's no shots at him, but the man lacks vision. This kid, Garrett White, doesn't seem to lack vision. He seems to have the patience and sees the hole and then picks the hole and bursts through it. So I'm going out on the limb now. I'm saying that Garrett White is on this roster for a reason. I believe he's going to make the team.
All right, I think so too, man. I mean, I think he's gonna make it. I know it's crowded. I think Mazzell's gonna have to be gone for sure. But this kid's tape, man. He looks like, remember when you were little, those little cars where you kind of put them on the ground and you drag them backwards and let them go and they like shoot out. That's what this kid looks like out of the backfield, man.
I said the same thing.
The old Hot Wheels.
Yeah, it looks like somebody like put a Hot Wheel in reverse and let that sucker go, and he's just like gone. I mean, the quickness and the burst and his ability to just get free and move out there is just, it's very impressive, man. Badge, what do you think, man? What have you seen on this kid, and what's your thoughts on the pick?
Yeah, I mean, I'm almost fully in agreement with Ryan, man. Like, definitely, I could see him definitely landing a roster spot for sure as that 4th running back. But I really think his major contributions are going to be in special teams. No question about it. One of the things that we looked at, or you look at last year where we struggled mightily, man, unless it was Tariq Cohen was the kickoff return game. We couldn't find
Yeah.
anybody other than Cohen to give us a spark in that game, in our special teams game. And Cohen, you look at that Philly game without his return. I mean, that's a huge play. We need to be able to find somebody that can do that on the regular, and I think that's why you saw Cordero Patterson brought in. But, I think
Yeah.
they have some other things in mind for Patterson, and with White here, yeah, definitely kickoff returner. Maybe we see how his skill set is on the punt return side as well. But, seeing him come out of the backfield too, man, he really does have another gear, dude.
Yeah.
Seeing some of his highlight tape, there's somebody within a step or two, and all of a sudden it's like 6 steps that they're behind instantaneously because this dude is fast, man. So I love the pick. Some of these experts giving him low grades on the pick. Our overall draft grade from a lot of people was an A minus. I saw some B pluses, but I've seen some low grades on White here, and I just don't see it. I really think the dude could be a game breaker for this team in more phases than just special teams. But I really believe that's where his prime experience will come is in the kickoff return game.
Yeah, I think so too, man. And then like this kid, so if you take a look at Pace, right? Besides Montgomery, he brings in Cohen, then he brings in Mizell, then he brings in this kid. Like Cohen being the leader of those three. The other two are they're very Cohen-esque,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they
dude.
fit a certain play style that I think Nagy, has pinned down and is given, like this
Yep.
is what we want to do. Like this person is what I want to mimic. Give me 2 of those to keep on the backup just in case something happens to my one.
And to your point,
Um,
Bobby, you look at the situations where Jordan Howard was taken out of the game last year. How many times for a Taekwon Mizzell, for fucking Benny Cunningham, like they Howard clearly wasn't his guy, even though he
yeah,
portrayed it throughout the regular season. Oh no, he's going to get his carry. There were times where we thought he should have been on the field and he wasn't. So, this just goes to show, I think they've got the guys they want in that room now, and we'll see how Nagy makes that all come to fruition here.
yeah. I mean, it's going to be impressive, man. I mean, there's a lot of speed on that side of the ball now. I mean, there's just tons. Even the quarterback. I mean, look at Mitch. Mitch is quick as fuck too. I mean, there's a lot of speed on that side of the ball, man, and I don't know if there's a lot of linebacker cores in the league that can keep up with those dudes. All right, so let's move on to the next 7th rounder. It was 238 overall. We went back to the cornerback market for what. Dude, this kid is a physically huge addition in fucking Steven Denmark. The kid's listed at 6'3", 214 pounds. He's a converted wide receiver. I believe he only played 1 season at corner. I could be wrong, but you take a dude that's a wide receiver and put him on the other side of the ball like that, he's a freak athlete. I don't think there's any fight with anybody there. Gaines, there's really no telling where Nagy plans on using this kid, man. I mean, he could decide he wants him on the other side of the ball, or he could just use him as that utility knife of sorts like he does with his players. What's your thoughts on this pick, man?
Fam. I really want to hear what Aaron has to say. But, brother, this is like my favorite pick of the draft. My favorite pick of the draft. Everything else was kind of the needs. This right here could be a steal, fam. I think I see your I'm gonna raise you, Ryan. I think he's gonna make the roster. I think Denmark will make the roster. And because I think it might be too hard to keep him hidden on the practice squad. What him and Shelly have in common, they both pursue the ball. But fam, I mean, this could be a steal like Sherman, for real. A DB his size to be able to follow in the drag routes the way that he does. I mean, the way he tracks the ball in the air. I mean, I can see. I'm just amazed by the scouts. I'm amazed that he was still there at 7th. I'm looking at the tape because I don't know who this guy is. But I'm like, okay, he just got beat. Let me see. one step, two step, interception. How did he recover that fast? Because he still has the wingspan. He has the wingspan, and he's taking up more space in his whole gather. Fam, this is a great pick. I mean, I don't know who we're gonna cut. This is like I'm counting spots. You guys are talking about running. You guys are talking about running backs. You guys were killing it, Bash, with the stuff. And I was like, yo, who we gonna? There's only so many roster spots. But 6'3", this is our future starter, bro. And when you ask me about Shelly taking over Prince, this guy right here, we talk about press off. This is my favorite typical DB. When you talk about a shutdown, Fangio would have loved to have him. I am so grateful. We are so grateful to have Chuck in here. I think Chuck had something to do with these late round talents. This is why I think we were able to go up and get some of those offensive weapons. But look at our guy Pace taking care of Chuck just like he did Vic. Hey, Chuck, who you want? Chuck, a secondary specialist. What do you want in your backfield? What are we looking for? You know how much money we got to pay out. We got 2 starters in the 6th and 7th round. This guy Denmark can shut down an island. This is a rare breed right here. It might take a season. Hopefully we can stash him. But just watch out. I see a lot of potential here. Hopefully he learns.
That's a big call. 2 starters in the 6th and 7th round. Gaines is just slamming them down. All I know, man, there ain't no way if I was playing wide receiver for the other team, I don't want to get hit by a 6'3", 214-pound running back or DB, man.
He hits, bro. This dude hits. His shoulder goes through everybody, bro. And then he hits the blocker. Everybody's a suspect. I love that. I love it, bro. That's what we need, bro. He's just gonna be a great asset to the team.
Yeah, I mean, I think
he lightweight looked like an edge rusher, bro. Coming off the edge on that blitz, I thought he was an edge rusher at first, and then I seen the size. I said, "What is going on? This is a DB."
Yeah, I think his only downfall, right, is that he's only had 1 year at defensive back. It might be his only downfall. Might be the only reason why he, takes a spot on that practice squad at first. Aaron, what are you thinking, man? I'm guessing he's practice squad. Gaines is calling him a fucking starter. But what do you have on this kid? Any thoughts on him?
He's so big, man, and he's a dog. He'll get in there. He's what you look for in a defensive player. You want somebody that's going to hit somebody. Plus, he played wide receiver, so who better to mimic a wide receiver's route than a former wide receiver? I mean, you need somebody who's sticky, who's going to be able to jump. You know what I'm saying? If they do a cutback on a hitch, he knows what's going on because he's been there and done that. So, I mean, like you said, he's only played 1 year, so I'm not sure if we'll be able to keep him on the active roster or if we'll be able to sneak him onto the practice squad. We'll have to see what happens in the preseason. But if dudes start seeing this guy knocking dudes' lights out in the preseason, you ain't going to be able to sneak that onto the practice squad.
Talk to
him. My boy McManus, when I was for what we're doing later in the show, he might push McManus off this roster. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do.
See, I'm sorry, Bobby. I didn't mean to butt in here, but
go ahead.
for his size, I almost wonder if Pace grabbed him with the thought of possibly replacing Ha. You know what I mean? For his size.
That's a good thought.
You know what I mean? Like, so
strong safety
in here.
Strong safety.
Yeah, man. Like, it's just, I saw the pick happen. I'm watching live. Listed as a corner, I'm like, man, that's a big corner, dude. Like, what's Ryan Pace thinking here? Is he thinking, like you said, Bobby, a year under his belt at the position, he's so raw, they could take him now and move him anywhere they want, man. I mean, shit, he's 240 pounds. You add 10 pounds to him, he's playing fucking inside linebacker. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Bobby, you were looking for one in the draft, bro.
I know.
Hey,
dude, I'm thinking Pace grabbed these extra wide receivers because of how big this dude is.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I was going to say this. Cam Chancellor, 6'3", 230. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. Picked in the 5th round. Or was it 5th or 6th that he went? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Late round pick. 6'3". Yeah, round 5. Round 5. You get a kid that raw with that much speed, with the ability to hit.
Yeah, man.
You looking at a Cam Chancellor type, bro.
But understand the state of our team, guys. He's gonna fit right. It doesn't matter safety or DB. He's gonna
Yeah.
flourish. Like the thing, he's not coming on our defense to be the savior. Like he can be like he'll be the weakest link. So he's gonna eat. He'll get opportunities, and because of his athleticism, he'll be able to take advantage. Do you understand how better our pass rush will be? Do you guys get it? Like, guys, there's no holes in our defense.
What?
There's no holes. Like this is exciting, man. This is really exciting. You put a 6'3" on the outside. Where are these quarterbacks throwing to? These are picks all days. I just see more and more turnovers. This is so much bigger than one
Oh
player.
no, my camera
This is
turned off.
phenomenal.
Turn it off, baby.
Hell no.
Well,
Oh!
we got kicked. Yeah, you're gonna have to mute KB. There it goes. He's like, oh no, I didn't mute. Yeah, but man, this dude is huge. I mean, I know he's huge, and I think it's a good, it's seventh round is where, I wouldn't say is your guest picks, but it's like, let's try to get the most bang for our buck and see what we get out of this. And I'm all good with it, man. I'm good with the draft all in all. I mean, we didn't have a first, we didn't have a second, and I think we still turned around and won the draft in the NFC North.
And that's
You
it,
know what I'm
Bobby.
saying?
And that's it, Bobby. And that's it. That's what everybody talked about. Without us having so many other picks, we have to make every other pick count. And we gotta say our front office did. They really
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, so that'll wrap up our draft, our actual draft, and then we brought in a whole load of undrafted free agents, man. We had the list going, and some of these guys are done after today. Some of them are camp tryouts, some of them won't get offered contracts. But either way, we had a whole list of undrafted free agents, and the way I want to do this, I don't want to go over everybody. I mean, we know Draft on Tap covered a lot of them. Aldo, Danny, Shane, Barlissimo hopped in. Barlissimo had some great breakdown on a lot of these dudes, but they covered a lot of it. So let's go ahead and do this thing this way. We're gonna keep you guys separated, between your two teams. Even though I think I already fucked that up once or twice, but we're gonna. We're going to keep you guys separated, and I want you to pick a couple from your side of the ball and tell us what you expect from them. So it's going to be Badge and KB. They're on the offensive side of the ball. Gaines and AC, they're on defense. And let's just do it. Badge, call it in the air. Heads or tails, man? What you got?
Heads.
It is. Oh man, that's no good. Badge is already starting off losing. Should have fucking brought Glennon in for the coin toss. Gaines and AC are up first. Gaines, let's bring this thing to you, man. Undrafted free agent on defense. Which undrafted free agent is like lights out for you? Like you can't wait to see this kid and see what he brings. Like, pick whoever you want. Just give me somebody on defense. Who you got, man? Unless you want your boy AC to start, I'm down with that too. I mean, it's a team effort. You guys decide. Don't let me decide who's taking the play. You decide.
No, it is a team. It is a team effort. I'm actually. You're right though. I am going to pass it to AC. I do want to hear his thoughts because I have my guy and I think he's going to be a starter too. But I want to hear AC.
Well, I hope he takes your guy and then you ain't prepared. AC, kick it, boy. What you got?
I might just take your guy. This dude's Matthew Betts out of Canada.
Oh, he took my guy! He took my guy! He took my guy!
Let's go.
I'm not even on defense. I took my guy.
I didn't even know it when we got him, but I looked him up on
my guy.
He was nuts. And he got picked third overall in the Canadian draft just a few days later. And we got this dude as an undrafted free agent under the tutelage of Khalil Mack. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And Leonard Floyd. Oh, and then the other dude, Chuck Harris from Buffalo.
Took both my guys.
From Khalil Mack's dude. I'm sorry, Gaines, man. These are my guys. I had notes here, and I was like, these are my dudes, undrafted free agents. The two guys that I'm most excited about is Betts and Harris going into that edge rush rotation.
Yeah, man. And I know, like, even before the draft, a lot of us were expecting edge. A lot of people were expecting edge with the first pick in that third round. I think there was even a couple that we were thinking, if he's there's no way you pass on this guy. But Betts is just That dude's just been impressive, man. Harris out of Buffalo is good too, but I just think this kid is going to be a beast, and I think he comes in ready, like ready and willing to fight. And look at undrafted free agent. It's crazy. It's crazy how we pull him in there, and hopefully, I think that there's definitely going to be a spot for him on this team. I can't think of why he won't make it as a UDFA with us. Barring anything crazy or some reason why the rest of the NFL passed on this kid and he went to UDFA. But then you would have to think with the whole Canadian draft, there's no way he would have went 3 overall if there's some crazy issue like that. So, Gaines, who you got, man?
I mean, no. I got the same guy. I'm gonna talk about the same person.
Oh, okay.
No, because but it just goes to show I love that, Aaron, and I had a feeling you was going to do that. But I'm glad that we were all on the same page because we seeing the same thing. I mean, Aaron, did you see it? I did. No. It's okay, brother, because I just love it. I love it that 2 different guys from 2 different backfields, from 2 different walks of life, we seeing the same thing because we want the best for our team. Bro, do you see his closing speed for a D lineman to have like a 4? We're talking about a 4.740. A guy that's breaking through double teams. We're talking about a guy that won't take no for an answer. That's what I'm talking about. I mean,
speak on that 3-cone. Speak on that 3-cone, gang.
Hey, the agility, man. The agility to bend that corner. And then even when he stunts, he has the strength with his left arm to come back inside. It's really phenomenal. I don't know how we hide him on the practice squad. That's exactly, and this is why, you see what I'm saying? I wasn't prepared because I said, this is why I see him as a starter somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Backup kicker. Because the guy is talented. The guy is talented. And what I like about, what I did like about Chuck Harris, I just saw him as a big bully. Aaron, I just saw him as a big bully. You know what? Give me one of those guys. Give me one of those guys that you just stick in there when everybody else is tired and he'll slam the hell out of somebody. Excuse my language.
Yeah, for sure, man. I don't think there's any way that this guy sits on a practice squad or makes it to our practice squad. He has to be.
Our special teams is going to be insane.
Yeah.
So to bring that up, fellas. Sorry, Bobby, not to hijack the show here, but so you have a guy like this who 100% what was my guy too on the defensive side of the ball. You have a guy like this, so you look at your edge position now. You obviously Mac, Floyd. You brought back Aaron Lynch. You've got Fitz. You've got Irving. What do you do there? You going to keep all 6?
Yeah.
Or is somebody losing their job? I mean, obviously,
I don't know, man.
Obviously, Mac and Floyd ain't going anywhere. But
no, it's called camp. It's called training camp.
Is Aaron Lynch expendable at this point if this dude comes in and balls out?
No, it's a battle.
Saves money, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
True. But camp, bro. Camp.
Me, I'll take Fitz over Fitz or Irving right now, from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Now we got to go through preseason and training camp and see, because all the shows on YouTube are highlights. Well, from what I saw, so of course everybody's looks good, but from what I've seen, he looks bigger, stronger, and faster than those 2 guys.
Exactly, with the same speed, but faster. Great point, Aaron. And these guys can set the edge.
Wait a second. Wait, how could he have the same speed but be faster?
Exactly. No. He weighs more. He weighs more. He weighs more than Fitz. He weighs more than these guys.
Okay. I was just asking.
To move at that speed is crazy, but the way he sets the edge, man. Whew.
All right, so the team of Gaines and Aaron came through with, they tried selling us on the edge. That's their pick. On the defense, they're trying to sell the edge to us and set the edge. And now let's go see that other side of the ball. I mean, these guys might be down a couple scores already, but we got Badger and KB. We'll see how this thing goes. Let's start this thing off with KB. KB, don't call it a comeback. Who you got on offense, man? You're down a couple scores. What player do you think is going to be the most impactful UDFA player that we have, if any, man? Who you got?
So I'm not gonna take the obvious ones. I'm gonna take the one who I'm gonna give you the high five, Kendrick Lamar style on the freestyle, and tell you I'm almost guaranteeing my man's gonna be a starter next year, and that's Alex Ball.
Okay.
So I'm 6'6", 315 pounds. This man is a monster. People wanted the guard father, Aldo, wanted Quentin Nelson last year. You got to
Yeah.
clone him. This man has the same mean streak as Quentin Nelson did. He finished blocks. He can get out and pull. This kid would have been a high round pick if he not had blown his knee out. He is a fantastic guard, and he's going to be a versatile piece. Cause who knows? Maybe you could kick him out to right tackle and have him replace Bobby Massey in a couple years if he get get his footwork right.
Yeah.
Or maybe Kyle Long might, we don't know what the status is. We don't. After a couple years, we don't know where he'll be at. But this kid, Alex Bars, is a plug and play player. You put on the film, especially early year with Notre Dame, and you see them running the ball. This is why they were ranked. And I'm not even a Notre Dame fan. They were ranked because they can run the ball.
Boo.
And that kid is a hell of an athlete and guard.
Yeah, he is, man. I mean, 2016, he played 12 games at right tackle. 2017, he played 13 games at right guard. The kid's been impressive. He's a utility piece. And obviously, I mean, we've talked about it offline, off air between ourselves and that, but there's no way Harry takes this kid if he doesn't believe in him. There's no way, after bringing this kid up, basically, there's no way that he takes him if he doesn't think that the kid has what it takes. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
there's times as a coach and that kids will be like, oh, let me do this, let me do that, and you're just like, son, look, you can't do that. Like, let me just break it to you right now. Maybe in a couple of years you'll be able to do that if you're drinking milk, but but you can't do that right now. You know what I mean? Like, that's not your spot. And just that Harry took this kid and believes in him, I think says a lot already. All right, Badge, serve him up, man. Who do you got? I think we already know who you got sending.
Yeah, dude. So honestly, I'm in line with KB, but I was prepared. I actually had two waiting in the wings, depending on where he was going. So obviously, first off, the man, Dax Raymond, dude.
Is that a shot?
Yeah. I mean, so
I think that was a shot. He was prepared.
No, that's all love, my brother. No, I get it, bro. I just wanted to be ready myself just in case because I love Bars, man. I definitely could see him 100% coming in right away, starting. Somebody goes down, it's his job. But Dax Raymond, how this guy fell in our laps, undrafted. I thought we would take him with our last pick in the 7th round just because he was still sitting there. Then the fact that we didn't and nobody else did, so he was sitting there for us to just scoop up. Man, I fully expect this kid to bump Ben Broniker right out of that third tight end spot. And if Shaheen don't start showing something, Shaheen could be on the outside looking in too, because this kid, man, he's a baller. I really expect him to be on the opening day roster in some way, shape, or form, making an impact. And the other dude I had to talk about him just because he's right in my backyard here, is Thomas Ives, the wide receiver from Colgate. Dude.
I talked to him the other day.
Did you really? Hopefully we're getting him on, man, because 7 touchdown receptions as a junior. He was a captain in his high school. I mean, the kid, he's class. He's a hard worker. He'll put the work in. And I like the fact that he's in my backyard about 20 minutes from me. So, he's the other one that I had in mind.
Yeah, I talked to him the other day. He definitely said he said he's got a lot to prove, and he appreciates the invite and that. And he said, "Let me make the roster, and you guys are my first stop." And he's like, "I got a lot to prove, and I don't want to go opening my mouth or anything when there's things I need to concentrate on." And it's totally understandable, And then he left it with a fat ass bear down. So
Nice.
it's the way to go. But I agree on Dax Raymond too. I mean, and I think somebody on Draft on Tap said that there's no way we're taking a tight end. If we get one, he's going to be undrafted. But I forget who that dude was. I don't think it was the smartest man in the room though. But I'm just saying. But yeah, I think that dude's a mushroom cloud laying mother. But I agree, man. It's good. I think there's definitely competition needed there. Definitely, Shaheen has been shit on and he hasn't done anything. And I think it's worth it. And he
Guys,
he gets what's coming to him. What's up? What you got?
do y'all just see the speed that Draymond, the Dax has? He just gets north so fast. And that's what I just love about tight ends. Like, can we just get north, please? Get the damn first down. Turn
Yeah.
upfield. And just Raymond, he has speed. He just finds the space. So that was great pick, Bash.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got.
I just wanted to go off of.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go. I was gonna say
No,
I
I
had
hate it.
a
Send
guy
your
too,
people.
and it was more just off looking at size, man. Ian Bunting from Cal, he
Yep.
transferred from Michigan, 6'7".
Mm.
My
Yeah.
man's a power forward. Like that's just straight off the bat. If you look at some kids like this and they can find a way just to make it in the training camp, maybe we have something crazy happen where we carry the 4 tight ends and you get a Raymond and Bunting both make the roster and not and we get Broniker knocked off completely. Who knows? But you put that kid in the red zone,
Yeah.
Mitch can throw to the top of the goalpost and this kid's gonna come down. Like,
and he's a California Bear, so all of his Bear sayings get to stick with him. But yeah, that kid is humongous, man. He's a big boy, and just to have that target and wingspan and be back there is, I mean, if we carry him through the preseason, right, which I think we will, it's just going to be impressive seeing him, see what he's got, and just that. There's so much competition at all these positions, man. It's just going to be impressive to see these things play out. Who else we got? Is there anybody else you guys want to bring up or talk about? From these undrafted free agent sides.
yeah, Tarver is another interesting one.
Yep.
I was watching some of his film. The kid looks eerily similar to an Alshon Jeffrey type of player.
Yeah.
He can get high point the ball. He's sneakily he's got some yak. He can get some yards after the catch when he catches it. I won't say he has breakaway speed, but he's a big body, and apparently he ranked 4th all time in school history at Utah State in
Yeah.
receptions, I believe. So that's just another interesting player. I mean, but you look at the wide receiver room, it's so stacked right now.
Yeah, I know that wide receiver. Like that's if I was a guy trying to make the cut as a wide receiver, a UDFA wide receiver, man, I don't think the Bears would be a spot I'd be wanting to sit on right now. Because I mean, we got I think there's 5 undrafted free agent wide receivers. And then we got, Ridley, who we took, and we got and Wims and Arob and Gabriel, you know what I mean? And just all the guys that we already had, Miller, and that's a tough room to fight out of right now.
It's 5 starters already. It's 5 starters already there.
I know, and trying to carry some of these guys on the practice squad is a thing too, but I don't know. I mean, some of the undrafted guys will probably make it to the practice squad, but there's no way that they're going to really have to impress and show a lot in order to make it on this team. I mean, we can wrap up UDFAs if you guys don't have anybody else. We can just roll right into this, to rookie minicamp and then close this thing out. So,
hey, Bobby, the last guy I wanted to mention was Sam Mustafer. He's another Notre Dame product that's worked with East End in the past. So, clearly they went after guys who had experience working with Harry. You're young up front with the exception of Kyle Long. He's kind of the elder statesman of the bunch. Yeah. But we've all seen Massey. We've all seen Leno over the last, I know they both just signed new deals. Personally, I love Charles Leno. I think he does a really nice job at left tackle. Bobby Massey, I question a lot, man. I mean, there's times where his first step is just so slow when it comes to pass protection. When he drops back he just gets burnt around the edge so much, and we're always relying on that running back to come out and try to help him. So, any one of these guys could really come in and really challenge Bobby Massey, and hopefully that's a good thing because I still think he needs it.
Yeah, I think so too. And I mean, Massey's always the guy who needs a few games to get going. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's always like the beginning of the season. He's struggling. He needs a few
Yep.
games to get going. Mustapher was a center in Notre Dame, and that could be just another move on piece and see where we go. Um, I don't know. I mean, I think obviously there's a lot of these guys we have a lot of undrafted free agent linemen that we brought in. And some of these guys ain't gonna make the cut either, but Leno is just if I had one thing to say about Leno, it's just durability, man. That dude is a constant
Yep.
just durability. I don't think he's missed a snap in like 4 years now.
Yeah. Not one, dude.
Yeah, not a single snap. And that's just crazy impressive, especially when you really get into it and start thinking of what the trenches are and how much contact and pain and just back and forth that these dudes do. It's really a treat to have Leno. And I think Leno is I won't say underrated, right? But I just don't think that he gets enough respect for the things that he does. Let's move into minicamp. So minicamp, we got a couple things going. This whole special teams battle seems to be the conversation of Bears minicamp. And today we had Adam Johns came out and verbatim. This is his tweet. He put today kickers Redford Jones and Casey Benarski competed at Bears rookie minicamp. A whole team watched. Jones represented the offense, Benarski the defense. Benarski made all three of his kicks, 32 yards, 43 yards, and 48, and did a backflip at the end. Offense ended up doing 25 up downs with Jones losing. So Jones lost it, but update, Benarski was not offered a contract. That just came out about 20 minutes ago. So he was not offered a contract today. I'm trying to find that piece right now if I can, but it says that he basically left camp today without being offered. Here, it's Hogue, Johns' running mate, says can confirm tryout kicker Casey Benarski was not offered a contract by the Bears. Had a strong weekend at rookie minicamp though. I mean, we have a lot of kickers around there, and kickers seem to be the going talk of minicamp. Haven't really heard much else. I mean, we got a lot of guys in there. You guys think that this is let's go up to KB. KB, you think this kicker thing is just an added pressure where they're just trying to get these guys in there? Because there's really not any more media talk about anybody coming out of camp right now. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I wanted to know what else was going on other than
Yeah,
kicking this
me
year.
too.
I seen one post somebody said that Montgomery had a diving catch for a 30-yarder completion. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear more
Yeah.
stuff about that. I want to hear about what Shelley looked like, what Denmark looked like. I mean, but this kicker, to be fair, is a big point. It's the big selling point for the offseason for the Bears. Bears had a kicker last year. There's no telling how far we go. So you look at the outrageous number of kickers we brought in. Wasn't it like something like 8 or 9 kickers that they had at the
Yeah, it
tryouts?
was ridiculous.
So I mean, I understand they're gonna make this a big deal, especially because it's kind of being sold and being put on a pedestal. Like, oh, get all these kickers are in, and they're gonna hold all these competitions and blase blase. So everything else is just flying under the radar. People we don't know. So it could have been a training camp standout. Betts could have been destroying training camp. And I said training camp. I mean the rookie mini
Yeah,
camp.
mini camp.
He could have been destroying it, and it's going under the radar. They're
It,
keeping it under wraps, maybe for good reason. We don't, we don't got to know
yeah,
exactly what's all going on. They might be playing into the Bears' favor.
yeah, it definitely is. I mean, there's been a couple articles came out in Chicago Tribune. Rich Campbell had one out about the speed of White and watching this dude on the field and just how fast like he really is. And Nagy even came back and said, with guys that are track stars, you don't really see like sometimes you can have a track speed and you don't feel it on the field. And then he said, but he was talking about White and Emmanuel Hall, and he said, but with both of these guys, you definitely feel it on the field.
See, you
Oh
never
yeah,
would know if you were just looking for something to read. You have to hear it out of the coach's mouth. But
yeah,
the media is going to hype up this special teams battle because it kept us out of the playoffs. I mean, not out of the playoffs, but it kept us from advancing.
yeah, for sure it did. I mean, the only thing, it's kind of upsetting, right? I mean, the only thing that we're hearing about is last year it was all Roquan. Remember, it was Roquan, and then at the end of it, it was Roquan's car got broken into and his tablet got stolen, and it was like shit, And now it's they're kind of really keeping it under wraps. They've talked about Henderson a little bit. They talked about White. They talked about Hall. I didn't really hear much on the defense except for like article wise. I seen tweets and stuff that people had put out. But then again, it is only 3 days, I guess, right? And with that many kickers in there, like who knows? Maybe they just, the media thinks that that's what we want to hear. When I think all of us are kind of treating the kicker like, like the ex-girlfriend, where you don't even want to talk about her anymore. Like, just be done with all that nonsense and move on. Gaines, what's your take on mini camp and the things that you've heard or read?
I mean, I think it's good with our front office and what our coaches are doing for the fans. They're actually showing that the fact that they went out and hired a kicking consultant, Jamie Cole, I believe, a kicking professional. I just see an
Yeah,
organization investing into what was our weakest link of the whole season that we knew all last season. And so I think it's repetitive and silly that the same multi-big medias that they choose to still ask the same silly questions. Like, can we show some routes? Can we show some skill positions after the kicking? But at the same time, if we flying below the radar, cool. That we still gonna smack Miles on week 1, so I'm cool either way. But I do want, we should like to know what's going on with our rookies on the field and everything. But it's really good to see that our coaches at least have put the emphasis on a position that's going to be clutch. So after all of this hype and after all this talk about and training, I just expect special teams to not be a huge concern this season. So that's what better happen.
yeah, I would hope so. What do you got, Badge?
Well, just from my standpoint, I don't want to underlook special teams. This is what cost us a Super Bowl, is not having a kicker that could make a 43-yard field goal when it mattered most. And I think the talk from the media is what it should be. We know what our team has done as far as adding pieces. We know the one spot on this roster that needs to be addressed is that kicking situation. And they brought in these guys to try to – I'm going to say it right now. Robbie Gould is not a Chicago Bear. For anybody whose heart I just broke, I apologize, but the shit ain't happening. There's no talks. It's just not – it's not going to happen. I know everybody wants it. Shit, I would like to see him back. But they're not going that route. They're looking for somebody young. They want to bring somebody in that they can work with, that they can mold and teach them how to kick at Soldier Field. And they've narrowed it down, I think after this rookie minicamp, I think you're going to see the same 3 guys that they gave contracts to prior. Those are going to be your 3 guys. Redford Jones, Fry, and Blewett, whatever, however you want to say his name. Yeah. Those are going to be your 3 guys that head to camp. They're going to have a competition. The best man wins.
That's it.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I mean, and the other things, there's a couple other things coming up that we got, but this is going to be our last time really getting any news. Well, maybe not getting any news, but any of the on-field stuff that we could have seen, and I just felt like there was a lack of it. We didn't get a lot of it.
Yeah,
Aaron, what do you think? Yeah, right? Aaron, what do you think? Aaron.
Yeah, there it is. All right,
There he is.
My bad. But I'm a little upset that we didn't get Bendarski. I really like that guy. I thought he was a heck of a kicker and he had swagger. I mean, he kicks a field goal from 63 yards and then does a backflip. It's on his Twitter account. Anyway, I guess not getting a lot of news from the rookie minicamp. The kicking situation is the biggest thing that I was looking at for every reason that Baz just said. I mean, I thought if we had a kicker last year, we beat Philly, we go
Yeah.
beat the Rams again, and then take our chances against New Orleans. I mean, why not? I think that's how it would have been. Anyway, I saw something else, and I don't know who put it out or where it came from, but it said something about James Daniels back at center. I didn't know if you guys had saw that or if you guys had any thoughts of that. To me, I'm wondering what that says about Whitehair. Will his flexibility cost us, or would him moving back to guard be cheaper for us on his extension? Because I'm cool either way, to be honest.
Yeah, I seen that too. I think they're just going to kind of let it play out and see what happens. I know Kreutz came out and said that he thinks he'd be better at center, but the 1 year was good, for him to kind of get used to the NFL style. I mean, I don't know. Really, I know we've all kind of talked about it before. I think wherever they decide to put him, I'm totally okay with. If you're gonna run a 12-4 season and people are complaining of who you got at center, they need to find something else to fucking complain about. You know what I mean? Like, obviously it worked, and if whoever Mitch is more comfortable with would be the guy. I think. Now I know they said, I know Hogue put that out saying that they never signed or they did that he wasn't offered a contract. I don't know if it actually means that he won't be though, because the deadline for the clubs to offer contracts is May 7th for those guys. So I think it's only May 7th because your rookie minicamp could either run from May 3rd to the 6th or May 10th to the 13th. So maybe the 7th is the day, that you have to sign him if you do the first one. I don't really know because there ain't no way that there would be a deadline for the ones going 10th to the 13th. But either way, the other thing we got coming up is June 7 and 9, the Bears 100-year celebration weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It's over at the Rosemont Horizon. I don't think it's
Hell
called Rosemont
yeah.
Horizon. Yeah, I don't think it's called Rosemont Horizon anymore. I think it's called the Stevens Convention Center now. But either way, it's in Rosemont, Illinois. It's not far off. You land in O'Hare and you got about a 2-minute walk. You don't even need to rent a car.
Badge will be there.
That's right. And our boy Ryan Badgley will be there. Badge, tell us what you're looking forward to in this weekend, man. And for people who haven't heard it, go ahead and let them know what they're doing, and then we'll wrap this thing up and get out of here.
Yeah, man. It's a 3-day event that they have going on, and I mean, anybody who's anybody that has been a part of the Chicago Bears organization over the last 100 years. I mean, yeah, obviously there's going to be some people who aren't here anymore, but anybody who's anybody. I mean, so we're 33 days, 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 52 seconds away from this, right? Let me just. I'm going down.
That was awesome.
Okay, gotcha.
Some of the players, man, that are going to be there. So Friday night kicks off from 6 to 9, and you're going to have Hall of Fame linebackers Dick Butkus, Mike Singletary, and Brian Urlacher kick this thing off with an opening ceremony, a Q&A, and they're going to talk about their time and playing experience in the Chicago Bears organization. I mean, just those three names alone. I'm sitting here, I got a chub right now. I'm not going to lie. Like, this is something that, I hemmed and hawed for months about going, and then finally I'm like, I'm going. But so let me just drop some of these names. So Gale Sayers, Dick Butkus, obviously. Coach Dick is going to be there. Mike Singletary, Dan Hampton, Richard Dent, Brian Urlacher. Those are all Hall of Famers that are going to be there. Then you look at the current roster, players showing up. Tariq Cohen, Kyle Fuller, Akeem Hicks, Eddie Jackson, Khalil Mack, Mitchell Trubisky. I mean, come on, dog.
Wow.
Right there. Then you look at the alumni attending. Come on. Neil Anderson,
Yeah.
Mike Brown, Gary Fensick, Matt Forte, Roberto Garza, Willie Galt, Tommy Harris, the Windy City Flyer himself, Mr. Ridiculous, Devin Hester, Owen Cruz, Patrick Manley, Jim McMahon, man, Steve McMichael, Emery Moorhead, Johnny Morris, Ed Obradovich, Doug Plank, Charles Tillman, Tom Waddle, Bob Wataska, James Big Cat Williams, Otis Wilson, and Chris Zorich. I mean, come on. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I cannot wait. I am ecstatic. I love the city of Chicago. I've been multiple times. And this event to celebrate the greatest organization in the NFL. You don't at me. That's bottom line. That's what it is. That's why the NFL lined it up with the Chicago Bears being 100 years. This thing is going to be off the chain. Pop-up shops. You can buy gear. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do as far as autographs go. Like, what can I travel with that, am I going to have to wear a full-size helmet on my head? Like, it won't fit in my bag because it won't fit in the overhead storage. Like, so I'm amped if you can't tell. I'm
That's
ready.
awesome.
I can't wait.
That's awesome, Bash.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I was looking at going, and I just don't think it's gonna work out. I'm
That sucks.
kicking myself, and I was gonna buy tickets, and then I told Carrie, and she's like, "I don't care. Do what you want to do." And then, damn, it's just been back and forth for me, man. I don't know. Maybe I'll show up last minute, last minute tickets the day before, and just go down there and kick it, man. We'll see.
Okay.
But yeah, dude, it's gonna be a good weekend. It's gonna be tons of Bears fans. It's just the place to be, man. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, because I'm sure because it's good news, but the barkeeper, Mr. Aldo Gandia, his daughter's wedding is that weekend.
Yep.
Obviously they didn't know about the whole 100-year celebration beforehand, but there's no way that he's going to be attending. Maybe he'll sneak out at night or come over or something like that. Who knows? But let's wrap this thing up, boys. We'll go around the room real quick, see if you guys got anything to say. If you don't, hey, whatever. You don't have to make up shit on the spot for me. We'll just go around the room. We'll end this thing. I know a couple of you guys got things to do. Let's start this thing off with Mr. Tyler Ellis, Brother Gaines, on that Sunday. What's up, man? You got anything before we roll out?
Nah, fam, just excited about OTAs. That's really what's next. We got this little small deal right now. So what is it? May 21st to the 23rd?
Yeah.
We get OTAs, and so looking forward what the team looks like all together. Get those 10 practices in, then you got the full mini camp, and we're gonna go from there. And so other than that, it's just exciting to build, and we getting started too. And we get started too, because we're gonna hold it down, and we're gonna have our Bears back, and we're gonna make sure our Barflies got all the great intel that they deserve, because we are just representations of them. We are just Bear fans as well. And so it's a blast, bro. We getting ready, Bobby. You see what I'm saying?
Damn straight.
We got it's Thursday night. It's coming real fast.
Yeah, Thursday will be upon us shortly. Aaron, what you got, man? Anything before we roll out?
Not a whole lot. Just like Gaines said, excited for some football, ready to see some mini camp and see how these competitions play out in the preseason. My Bears are coming to Indianapolis, and I might look into getting some tickets there because that's the closest they're coming to me. And I'm ready for some action, man. I'm ready to see these guys on the grass. As is it Fangio used to say that?
Yeah, man. I'm just trying. You guys know I'm leaving shortly after the season starts. I'm just trying to make the first, one of the first couple games, not gains. I might have to go meet my brother Gaines up in Washington for that one.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about it the other day. That's a possibility.
Monday night.
But, I'll put my Barfly Tailgate shirt on and I'll just come rolling out to Washington to hit this thing, man. What about you, KB? KB, you got anything you want to get in before we roll out of here, man? Anything you got to say?
Man, I've been on Twitter looking around. I'm starting to see stuff now. People talking about, I guess Ridley had a good rookie mini camp. Dax Freeman looked good in mini camp. So, yeah, I'm just ready for football to be started back, man. I'm ready to see what's going on with the team and what the team is actually gonna become and what the final roster is gonna look like. So, man, I'm gonna have to try to get to some games, man. Current, man, if you get those tickets for the Indianapolis game, let me know. Like I said, I'm like 2.5 hours away, so let me know, man, what you gonna do.
There you go. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I was just getting an incoming call.
Yeah, you're good, dude.
And I'm still getting it.
Yeah, we hear you.
I keep declining it, but it keeps like the people don't get it, I guess.
Must be your car warranty is expiring. I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Badge, what you got, man? Anything to close us out?
Yeah, man, I'm amped, dude. It's getting closer by the day. Like I said, Bears 100 weekend, man. I cannot wait for. I am amped for that. The season back kicking it with you guys, man. The bar room continuing to grow, continuing to kick ass and take names as we so often do. Aldo, Shane, Danny, I had a great time doing the draft on tap with everybody. Bobby freaking killing it, talking about inside linebacker when nobody else was talking about it. My boy Bobby killing it, boys. Just happy to be here kicking it with you fellas week over week. Can't wait for the season to start, man. And I'm ready, boys. Let's get going here.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's going to be a great season. I'm glad you guys are all with us. We're going to kick this Barfly Tailgate thing. We'll see, maybe get out to a couple games. Kick this thing Sunday morning, whether or not we do it live on Mixer. I know a lot of people are saying just do it live, but we'll see, man. We'll either kick it live or we'll kick it Saturday night or whatever. It really don't matter. We'll get those guys from the fantasy football goon in here. The goon and the tooch and the tooch and the goon, and they'd be running with gains on some fantasy football stuff. We'll have people drop in and out from time to time and see. Maybe we get old Trey Busy in here for a little steak
Hell
and
yeah.
whiskey. And I told Heidi she needs to come in, and she's like, please don't do that to me.
Yeah, I saw that.
But either way, man, we'll get everything going. Of course, the Godfather and Shane and Danny will be killing it on all their stuff, man. And we're just going to keep this thing running and growing. And there's a lot of stuff coming for the bar room, man. A lot of people jumping on board. Got some big time shows coming, and can't wait to kick this thing with you guys, man. And it's been a pleasure.
Hell yeah.
So, if we got nothing else, fellas, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it with a big ass bear down.
Bear down.
Bear down, man.
Yeah, boys.
Bear down.
We'll be talking to you soon.
down, boys.
Barflies unite.